Hello everyone, welcome to my discussion board introduction. The discussion board is weighted more than any other assignment in my course. Therefore, it is important that you understand how I grade them, which may differ from what you would expect or what you're used to in other courses. I'm first going to talk about the initial post. This is a writing assignment and should be treated as one. You need to respond to the writing prompt in your own words, citing the session's readings to support your comments. I do not, repeat, I do not want a summary of each resource listed in the instructions. Popham said this, Berger said this, the Edutopia video said this. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a summary of the resources in your own voice. I want to hear your voice, and I don't want to hear the voice of Popham or the other authors. Which means you have to limit the amount of cutting and pasting of quotes. You can do it occasionally for emphasis, but I do not want to see a series of quotes pasted in different paragraphs. I have posted in the instructions of the discussion board, in the assignment instructions, you'll see that I've posted an exemplar of a strong initial post, a weak initial post, and a strong response post. I'm going to just talk about those quickly. This is a strong initial post, and you can see my comments are on it. You can hear the author's voice in this post. It's written in as this person is talking and discussing the prompt. In the second paragraph, the person made a good connection to self as a teacher. Did make a mistake with APA. You can see here she said Ron Berger in this piece. Berger is a resource, so you don't use first names. You just say Berger 2015 in the piece from the teaching channel. So again, she uses cites the Edutopia video. She didn't cite it correctly, or he didn't cite it correctly. Edutopia 2009, and then there's a reference list at the end with, and you can see this person has two open-ended questions, which is I'll talk about in a minute. And all this reference format is correct because this person found them in the reference list, and if you go into Blackboard, you will see that if I post something, I usually have the reference. You can see the Stiggins article references right here. You should have no issue with referencing the reference format being correct, because I give it to you every week, every session, every resource I post. I typically have the reference there. If I don't, email me and yell at me. Say, Dr. Tom, you didn't post the reference format for this resource. Okay, I'll do it. All right, that's a example of a strong initial post. I also have an example of a weak initial post. This person didn't go into very much depth. You can see that the reference list here is not accurate. There are APA errors all over the place. This is not a good example of someone responding to that prompt. I also have an example of a strong response post. What this person didn't do is address whoever she was talking to. I love your technique. Okay, when you do responses, you'll see they just are in the order of when the person posted them. So there could be 3 or 4 response posts in between this one and the author. So you need to address whoever you're talking to. You could be talking to the author of the original post. You could be talking to one of the people that has responded to this author's original post. So this is a good response. The person adds a web link. So this is how you, as I said on the left, this is how you enhance and deepen the discussion with relevant material. And if you added, you don't have to have a reference list in your response post. But if you do add something new, like this person did, please reference it. It's great practice for your APA, and if you don't reference it correctly, I'll just make a little comment. So those are exemplars of strong and weak initial posts and a strong response post. The discussion boards are open for 2 sessions. So, and the earlier we all post, the deeper the discussion will become. Therefore, to receive an advanced rating for initial post, which is an A+, all right, so don't panic if you can't respond within the first 4 days. So I have the discussion board rubric here, and I'm just going to focus on the first 2 levels, because everyone should be getting at least an A and hopefully an A+. For the quality of your initial post, it has to be answered in depth with all comments supported by citations, all factual comments. You can make your own opinion, but say it's your own opinion based on whatever. You need to use correct APA and at least 2 open-ended questions. So everyone should be able to do that to get an A+ in that area. Again, to get an A, which is this 4.75 here, that's an A, the majority of comments have to be supported with evidence, correct APA, and at least 1 open-ended question. Timeliness. This is where I get the most pushback. In order for this discussion to be really active, if everyone posted on the last day, we would have no discussion. So there's a advantage to posting early. So if you make your initial posting in the first 4 days, and that's usually sessions start on a Monday, that would be by Thursday midnight. But okay, so some of you say, it's not fair, Dr. Tom, I have 2 jobs, I have a family, I can't post on the weekend. So I have arranged it. That's why I have why I have a 2-week sessions and or 2-session discussion boards. And to get an A, you have to post by Sunday night, midnight. So even if you have a job, you have your coach, you wait tables at night, you still can come and get an A by posting on by Sunday night. So that's still an A. So I don't want to hear any whining about how unfair it is, because I've arranged this discussion board so it's 2 sessions, and I've made it so you can get an A by posting after 7 days. So that's the initial post. On response posts or total posts, you need to make at least 10 posts on a minimum of 4 days. So you have if most sessions are 2 weeks, that's 14 days. So out of those 14, you have to post on 4 of them to get an A+, and you have to post 10 times. That's 5 in a 2-week sessions. That's 5 posts per week. To get an A, you only have to post 6 times, and on 3 separate days. So to me, that's very fair. You only have to post on 3 days, and many of you will post on the last 3 days of the 2 weeks. So you're going to lose a lot of points in these areas by posting on the last days. But if you do the last 3 days, you're still going to get an A in this category. There's other categories that you lose points on. The next category is responsiveness to discussions and demonstrating a knowledge of understanding from the readings. And this is what the discussion board is all about. I want to see if you can apply what you're learning from the readings. And so if you're just cutting and pasting quotes, if you're just shooting off the top of your head, then you're going to lose points in this characteristic. So you have to reference the readings, my presentation, or other quote-unquote relevant information. That's a web article or something similar to that, in at least 5 postings. So if you're only posting 6 times, then your 5 response posts have to have citations in them. And you have to add a link to a website or another relevant article. So you're adding something extra. That's for an A+. Now for an A, you have to reference the readings in at least 4 of your response posts. So again, if you're only doing 6 posts and 5 responses, 4 of those have to have citations to my presentation, the resources on Blackboard or other relevant websites or articles. Response posts in opinions and connections. Now this is a general category for all your response posts. Do you make connections to yourself, to your prior knowledge, to yourself, as a teacher, as a learner? Opinions were supported with evidence, and you implemented something in your classroom that you took from this unit, this session. And that's rare. And that's why it's an A+, and it's an advanced quality, because there are people that do that. Dr. Tom, I tried this in my classroom, and this is what happened. So that's how you get an A+ in that response post opinions connections category. To get an A, you have to make connections to your prior knowledge or to yourself as a teacher/learner, and you supported your opinions with evidence. All right. So that's the rubric. That's how you get an A or an A+ in my discussion boards. And again, they're weighted more at the end than in the beginning. So use my feedback to improve, because the last discussion board will be weighted the most and will have the most effect on your final grade. All right, good luck.